With an abundance of resin from recent projects, I wanted to see if I could use this medium for some Halloween themed items. As it happens, with 1 part resin, 1 part silicone and 1 part dark magic, it's the perfect medium to make super realistic eyeballs. So today we're going to make some realistic eyeballs for a creepy prop. Finding a process that reliably resulted in high quality eyeballs made from resin took me a bit of trial and error. Ultimately though, I came up with a process that works well using these 40mm silicone molds that I've used in past videos. So the process is, we need to first pour a small amount of clear resin that will serve to be the cornea of the eye. After printing some generic iris designs from Google image search, I cut them out and then placed them on top of that still wet corneal resin. Ideally, after leaving this resin to dry, we can then proceed with filling up the rest of the mold with white dyed resin. This produces an eyeball with minimal cleanup and no defects on the cornea, which was not the case in some of the other processes that I tried. Of course, this process isn't going to result in an anatomically correct eyeball, i.e. there's not going to be any bulge with the cornea, but it will give you a super glossy replica eyeball. To take these eyeballs up a notch, an optional step is to use some wool yarn or cotton thread to simulate capillaries, arteries and veins on the surface of the eyeball. I frayed the threads of this red wool yarn as best I could in order to best simulate the vessels on the eye. These were then attached with PVA, which was ultimately not a great choice. If you have access to ultraviolet resin, this would be a better adhesive to use, as it's going to be more robust and clearer compared to PVA. So my plan is to create a collection of eyeballs stored in a creepy aged vessel. Using some painting techniques, I'll convert this cheap glass jar into something that looks a little more aged.
I'm not having too much luck on this one. I get alcoholing everywhere, and now I broke my jar. And I was just happy with it too.
I wanted these eyeballs to sit in a dyed liquid within the jar, so I'm going to reuse a technique previously featured in a video on this channel. That is, neon highlighters in alcohol. This I've simply diluted with water to the desired coloration and translucency, and then I added the eyeballs. So this is the finished prop. A worthy addition to the Hall of Horrors. I hope you liked today's video. If you have, consider chucking us a like and a sub if you want to see more of this kind of content in the future.